exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing Trove. Trove is kind of like Minecraft as an MMO. You still have similar mechanics as you would expect in Minecraft, the ability to mine blocks and create your own creations, to build chests in order to store your items, and crafting tables in order to expand the number of items that you're able to create. But it also has a lot of MMORPG mechanics, like classes, different abilities, dungeons that you can explore, dwells that you can do with your friends. There are many different aspects of Trove that are unique to itself, and many different aspects of Trove that you specifically only really find in Trove and in MMORPGs. But feel free to ask me any questions in the live chat. I love talking with you guys. Airtanker said, "You need Minecraft?" Maybe a little bit later. I'd be down to get back into some Minecraft. Right now, I'm getting ready to explore more of Trove. I've been really vibing with Trove. The only thing I don't like about it is that it is a cross-platform, so I can't really play with friends who aren't on PS4 for Trove, which is kind of lame. Okay, so my current mission is to travel to the Drowned Worlds. Also, damn! Hold on, I used to only be able to get as far as to, like, Kandorian or whatever. But I recently got a big level up, and I think I can now access, like, every world because I leveled up so hard. No, there are worlds that I can't get to still, that are still darkened, but a lot of the map is now accessible that wasn't before. Nerdtanker said, "I meant later anyways." Understandable, Nerdtanker. Earth Powers, aka Kevin, said, "Hey Jet, yo Kevin, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Day and discussion topics that you talk about on the stream?" Forget Darkness said, "Damn, title again. Tisk tisk." I feel like the title is a really good summary of what you'd expect to see on the stream, because you don't have to watch the episodes in any particular order. Blaine said, "What's up?" Yo, Blaine, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And any discussion topics like talk about on the stream? I'm definitely open to any and all questions you guys may have. Let's see, so I'm about to travel to the Drowned Worlds for the first time. I'm probably a little, like, over-leveled for this place. Okay, so I need to find water gem boxes. Excuse me, which I think you do by completing dungeons. This guy has a mission for us. His mission is also to get water gem boxes, so I guess we're getting hella water gem boxes. Forget Darkness said, "You got a girl?" Nope, not at the moment. So I'm currently, like, on Tinder as we speak. I recently got a couple matches. One match that I got is with this girl named Brianna, who's into DC Comics stuff. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, how many jumps do I have now? Hold up, let's count how many jumps I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope, just 11. So I have 11 jumps now. That's pretty fucking crazy. It's crazy that they can keep crawling, like, underwater. Like, they don't just, like, drown, even though they're spiders. Let's see, Kevin said, "Can PC players play with whatever system you're playing on?" Sadly, no. For some reason, Trove doesn't have crossplay, and I don't know why. Can they not get up here? Yeah, they're like crabs and spiders. I'd be surprised if they couldn't get up here. Okay, one of my moves is like a force field move. Okay, so the enemies here are definitely pretty difficult to deal with. Rap King said, "Nick, have you watched Game of Thrones?" I don't like Game of Thrones. I've seen, like, the first, like, 3 episodes of it. I didn't really vibe with it. The issue I have with Game of Thrones is that even if you like certain characters, they won't be the characters that the show will follow heavily. So that kind of sucks. Let's see, Kevin said, "Wait, did Jet and Blair break up? I'm confused." Who is Blair? Do you mean Beth? Yeah, Beth and I broke up a while ago. So I decided that I am uninterested in stuff like marriage and like living with your significant other and stuff like that. And I don't want to have kids or anything like that. And she wants all those things. So yeah, I decided to break up. I don't know where the boss is. I don't think we just fought the boss. Oh wait, we haven't even entered the portal. Booyah. So this portal is probably where the real boss is. So let's jump in. Godzilla said, Trove, more like, Yo Godzilla, welcome to the stream, it's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics that you'd like to talk about on the stream? They are hitting me. They're hitting the shit out of me. Also, bombs are not very good. I thought bombs would be way more than they actually do. He's looking dead. Ayo. Noise. Let's see, Rat King said, but do you still think it's a good show for other people? Oh, like, do I think it's still good for other people to watch Game of Thrones? People can watch whatever they want to watch. Like, I don't have a lot of, say in, like, what's good for other people to watch, kind of thing. Like, if you're asking if I would recommend Game of Thrones, if you like really slow-paced stories that jump from character to character a lot, that are medieval fantasy based, but don't seem to be very fantasy based. It's more like medieval. Like if you like medieval dramas, I guess. Sure. Like fine. You might like Game of Thrones. Let's see, Blaine said, what do you mean by a significant couple? Like I have no interest in living with like my significant other. Like whether, like if I had a girlfriend, right, I would never want to like live with my girlfriend, if that makes sense. I would rather just continue living on my own. Let's see, Rap King said, do your friends like it? I have some friends who like Game of Thrones. Not like every one of my friends is like, oh, Game of Thrones is like amazing. But I do have friends who like Game of Thrones. Kevin said, oh, okay, I didn't know the breakup was a while ago. Kevin said, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Ayo, I agree with that. It's all about the happiness of everybody involved. And I think it works out that we broke up. Because we just want different things. Because I feel like she wouldn't have been happy if, like, what she wanted was to, like, live together and be married and, like, have kids and stuff like that. If you just have different visions of the future, then it seems like you probably just won't work out in the long run. Let's see. I'm getting shot at by something. I don't know what's shooting at me. I like these big branches on the trees, because it allows you to kind of parkour across the trees. All these dungeons have already been completed. But by who? Who's out here beating all these fucking dungeons that I can't beat them? That pirate ship looks like a dungeon that hasn't been beaten yet. Rat King said, ooh, there's some shapestone ore, but there are also hella enemies. Rat King said, Nick, do you think a villain should be hateable or likable? I feel like the best villains are villains that don't seem like they're pure evil. Like, I feel like you should be able to understand the villain's motivations to a certain extent. The villain shouldn't think that they themselves are a bad guy. Because I feel like that doesn't make sense. Like, if you think you're bad, then why would you be doing what you're doing? I guess is, like, my argument. So I never understand that kind of thing. Let's see. Blaine said, so villains are good? I think villains should think they're good. I think villains should be like, I feel justified in what I'm doing, and they should feel like they're doing the right thing. Godzilla said villains should be good enough to hate, and that's what makes them likable, in my opinion. Huh, I just heard some beeping. Don't know where that beeping's coming from. Let's see. So I'm on this pirate ship, which I think is a dungeon, but I cannot confirm if it is a dungeon. Looks cool, whatever it is. Am I supposed to, like, come up to the ladder and then jump my way up? Because I do have hella jumps now. But not enough jumps to get to the top. Damn. I can maybe jump up here. Okay, I can jump up here. And maybe you go from here to get on top of there. So many jumps. Let's see, Rap King said, but should you still hate the villain? I don't know. Like, to me, the only thing that should make a villain for real is that they're against what the protagonist wants. You know what I mean? Like, a villain in a story can just be like, oh, you want the last cookie in the cookie jar? Well, I want the last cookie in the cookie jar, so I'm gonna take the cookie. You know, I don't hate the guy who wants the last cookie. He's just not the main character. So as an audience member, I'm supposed to root for the main character. Because you're supposed to, like, relate to them. And you're like, well, if they're me and I want the cookie, then, like, yeah, like, I'm gonna, like, defend my right to the cookie or whatever. Blaine said, hey, Nick, you should play RuneScape 3. Is RuneScape a game that you would have to, like, download? Because I personally don't like having to download games most of the time. So I'm on a boat. What am I supposed to do on the boat is the question. It's a pretty well-designed boat. I like how it looks. Okay, hey! There may be a dungeon down here. Or maybe just a... Oh, here we go. We're making progress to get somewhere. Let's see, Rap King said, Nick, who is your favorite villain? That's a good question. Ooh. Okay, there's some enemies here. Okay, there's the boss. So, my favorite villain. I feel like that's a good question. There's this evil version of the Sentry from Marvel who's really cool. I'm trying to remember what his name is. The big thing about the Sentry is that he's a superhero who has multiple personality disorder, and he has an evil personality that does essentially equal bad to whatever good thing the Sentry does. So if the Sentry, like, saves a building full of burning people, his evil self will then go out of his way to, like, kill the number of people that he, like, saved, kind of thing. Or to, like, set, like, another building on fire. And I thought that was interesting, because he is his, like, greatest enemy. He is his worst villain. And it's hard to deal with, like, this compulsion for him to do wrong. A compulsion that he can't control. Let's see, Kevin said, I tried RuneScape. Wasn't the game for me. Plus, I don't like the idea to do anything that's meaningful. You gotta pay a subscription. I see. Excuse me. It's one of those games that has, like, a light version, but it's not, like, a worth it light version. The hell is that in the distance? These jumps are outrageous. Too many jumps. Let's see what we can get to next. It's interesting that the game never told me that I, like, had more jumps. It's just you start messing around and then you're like, oh, I have more jumps. The jumps are just something that I actively. Let's see, Godzilla said, I don't think RuneScape would be for me. Rap King said, is the Joker overrated? The Joker's weird. Because he exists in a universe where, like, Superman and Wonder Woman and The Flash and Green Lantern and all these other characters exist. Like, maybe if the Joker just lived in a world that only had Batman, he would make more sense. But you would just think that the Joker would be killed at some point. Not even by Batman, just by somebody else. You know? Like, DC has characters who are like, I exist in the same universe as Batman, and I'm willing to kill people. And you would think that those people would just kill the Joker, right? It just seems kind of odd. Someone said, because right now I am into superheroes. I'm really big into superheroes. I missed whoever said they're into superheroes, but hey, I'm with you on that. Superheroes are great. Blaine said, it's not for console, but they said it's coming to console soon. Interesting. He said, and yes, you do have to download it. It used to be a browser-based game. Well, I mean, if RuneScape 3 is coming to console, I might consider getting it. I don't mind downloading things on my console. That's kind of just what you have to do for your console. But when it comes to downloading things on my Windows laptop, I use my Windows laptop for work stuff. I don't like filling it up. I don't like adding a whole bunch of stuff on. Let's see. Godzilla says he's in a superhero phase. Yo! Also, I'm thinking about doing a video about this. Did you guys know that AI Dungeon 2 added an RPG mode? So now in AI Dungeon 2 you can have like stats and level up and stuff like that. I think that sounds interesting. I want to do a video on it at some point. I think the RPG mode is only available for premium players right now, but it's interesting. Let's see, Rap King said the Joker is an overrated villain because there are better DC villains. Who's your favorite DC villain? Like, as soon as you say there are better DC villains, it makes me go, well, oh, you must have, like, a favorite. Like, you must have some kind of preference. I'm trying to see who would be my favorite DC villain. I'm not entirely sure. Godzilla said, I did, but I need premium for that. Rap King said the Reverse Flash. The Reverse Flash, eh? Sure. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that choice. I'm just like, I don't really have anything against the Reverse Flash, I guess. I think villains who are like, I have the same powers as you, and I'm like kind of the evil you, can feel a little played out. Not gonna lie. There are a good few villains that are just like that. Like, one thing that I guess is kind of cool about the Joker is that he's not evil Batman. It's not like, oh, I have to fight. It's me who has, like, all the same skills and gadgets, but he's just a bad guy. Like, it's kind of cool that he's not that. I like Sentry's villain, who literally is him, but it's different. Like, it's not like an evil him. It's like he has multiple personalities, and it's something that, like, he can't control. So his is interesting. Like, the Sentry's villain is like if the Reverse Flash was literally just an alternate personality of the Flash, kind of thing. Let's see, Kevin said Sandman is underrated, I feel like. So, like, the Spider-Man villain Sandman is underrated? Sandman is extremely powerful, but is Sandman really, like, main villain material? I always see Sandman as being more of, like, a lackey or something. I don't see him being, like, a lead role kind of guy. Like, what big scheme is Sandman gonna concoct? Also, I'm way behind on the chat, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you guys are active in the chat, though. I'm gonna try my best to read as much as I can. Blaine said, I don't know how I feel about the... Oh shit, it moved so quickly. I didn't even get to finish reading this thing. Godzilla said, I use quite too much. Oh, like you say quite too much? I feel like I say a lot of things too much. In succession, too. Like within like the same paragraph, I feel like I'll say the same general phrase many times. Godzilla said the stats could be for D&D like things. Now, I like that the RPG mode is something that you can turn on and off in AI Dungeon 2. Also, this dungeon's crazy. There's enemies everywhere. If Kratos was here, he could deal with some of these spiders. The whole room's just full of poison. Godzilla said, I like the idea for stats. I kind of like it. I like that you don't have to have stats. I feel like if stats were a forced thing, where all stories now have stats, it would be kind of lame. Yes! We got him. Let's see. Rap King said the Reverse Flash is just Future Flash. That's not true. Reverse Flash is Eobard Thawne, who's not like just Barry Allen in the future. He's like a different character. So he is from the future, but he's not just like, I'm the Flash from the future, like the same guy. Flash from the future is actually just a real character who's like appeared in like stories and stuff, where he'll come back in time. So we know for a fact that it's not like, I was pretending to be someone else, I was actually just you. It's like, it isn't actually just him, because we've seen what actually just Flash from the future is. Godzilla said, Nick, you are exactly right. Wait, exactly right about what? The chat can move so quickly that I'll have no idea like what you're saying I'm right on. I'm glad I got whatever it was right though. That's cool. Let's see. Kevin said I like the idea of status in AI Dungeon 2 and whatnot. Oh, ballin'. Godzilla said, man, King Shark is so cool. King Shark is an interesting villain, I guess. He jumps between being like, I'm purely a bad guy, to being like, I'm a bad guy and a good guy kind of thing. Like, he'll be an anti-hero sometimes, and then he'll be like a villain. But King Shark almost never is just a hero. So he varies a lot. Godzilla said, exactly right about saying the same things in the same paragraph. Oh, okay. Yep. That makes sense that I'm right about that. The fuck is this? Infinitium? I think I've heard about this. I've heard this is like a really good ore, but I've never actually seen it, I don't think. So this is actually like a really good find. I've heard that that ore is something that's always useful. Let's see, Kevin said, since you don't have to do stats if you wish to, from my understanding. Based on my understanding as well, that is accurate. Like, you can turn stats on and off for your adventure. So you can choose to play with stats or play without stats. Rat King said, so is Barry older than the Reverse Flash? Yes, based on, like, time, yeah. So it's like, Barry was born in, like, it's weird to say he was born in the present, but he was born, like, within our time, and then Reverse Flash, I think is from, like, hundreds of years in the future. I think he's from, like, the 35th century or some bullshit like that. Like, the Reverse Flash is, like, in the future in the future. Okay. Am I going the right way? I'm used to dungeons being pretty linear, but it seems like I jumped on something that sent me further up. Like, am I supposed to be climbing now? Because I'm used to dungeons being all about, like, descending further into the dungeon. Trying to go, like, underground and shit. Rap King said, but they are the same age. Through, like, time travel nonsense, kind of, but still not really. Like, Barry's still older than him. It's like if your son from the future went back in time, but he went back in time to where, like, he's the same age as you. It's like he still doesn't get born for another, like, significant amount of time. I think you're supposed to go further down. Or maybe not. I don't fucking know. I don't know where I'm supposed to go now. Oh, wait a minute. This is the cursed skull. Okay. These fucking giant cats. Let's see. Godzilla said, I like the idea of a demigod turning into a thug. That's fair. I keep forgetting that you can glide. Okay. Oh, I got hit by something. Oh, it was like a skeleton. I like these jump pads. Okay. I think this is the big bumps. I think I'm getting better. They're just like playing the game. Ah. He's almost dead. He's still not dead yet. There we go. Cool, yep. Let's see. Kevin said, like the same person. Rap King said, Reverse Flash is stuck in the past. Would it really be that bad to be stuck in the past? In the most recent Reverse Flash story that I've read, Reverse Flash was actually turned back to normal. Like, Barry disconnected him from the timeline, and then... He didn't disconnect him from the timeline. Barry reconnected Reverse Flash to the timeline, and it rewrote the Reverse Flash's history, and now the Reverse Flash doesn't remember that he was the Reverse Flash, and he's just like a normal dude who works at the Flash Museum in the future. This happened at the end of the most recent Flash run, which is like a 100-issue run written by Joshua Williamson. Where's the next dungeon at? I see, like, it'll show like a dungeon at the very edge of my fucking thing, and it'll go away. Let's see. Godzilla said the past is not that good, though. And then Kevin said, oh, okay. Let's see. I could have sworn I had more missions. Also, I might end this stream just to start this stream back over again. And you guys may be like, why would you do that? What would be the point of ending the stream to then start the stream back? I know it sounds weird, but I do have a reason. The reason is because I think people are intimidated by like the full hour streams. So I think if I did like 30-minute episodes, even if I filmed them sequentially, you don't necessarily then have to sit down and watch for like a full hour to see the whole thing, if that makes sense. Rap King said, would you rather be stuck in the past or the future? The future might be easier to deal with than the past, to be honest. It depends on how far in the past and how far in the future. If I get stuck 10 years ago, I don't know how much I could do with future knowledge with like 0 resources. You know what I mean? Like if I get sent back in time, it's not like I have a place to live back in time or like a job back in time. And am I gonna like steal my like past self's identity? Like how exactly does that work? Let's see. Godzilla said the future probably gets better. Kevin said the future. Kevin said also depends if days repeat itself or not, but the future is my answer. Godzilla said people in the past are probably harder to tolerate. Also, I'm gonna end the stream, but stay tuned. I'm gonna start another Trove stream up like right after this. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding the notification bell. You know if I never do these videos. Your friendly boy, jump like the one only, log it out. Peace. Stay tuned. We got another stream right after this.